Loki and Luffy, they definitely aren't gonna get along because Loki's like, hey, like when these chains get on, like it's on sight. I'm definitely going to kill him. After 2 long weeks, One Piece is officially back. This is One Piece chapter 1131. It is titled Loki, the King of the Underworld. It's felt like forever. I think the first panel, Luffy, he's raising his arms up. He's like, finally, that's how the community felt. And man, Oda did not miss with this chapter. We start off with Luffy having a conversation with Loki, talking about, hey, this is Elbaph. We wanted to come to this island for such a long time. I also find it funny how Luffy, he's just yapping away, and Loki, he's like trying to get a word, and then Luffy's just not letting it happen. Luffy's just so excited, so amped that he's finally here, saying, hey, I've never seen this many giants here before. It's incredible. You know, I got here with Dory and Broggy. It's just really cool that we're finally here. And so Loki, he's kind of tired of Luffy just yapping, because he's like, enough is enough. He's like, hey, shut the fluff up and let me speak. And him screaming so loud, it like, you know, caused, you know, different snow to fall, kind of like a mini avalanche. Different animals, you know, they, you know, are on guard. And we also get a little bit of an announcement about his bounty, which is really cool because we just got to see Dory and Broggy's bounty. And Loki, he has a special bounty of 2.6 billion berries. So that means he's only 400 million less than Luffy, but he's 800 million more than Dory and Broggy. And I wonder why this is the case. Is it because like it was made known to the world government that Loki, he killed King Harold and he has that special devil fruit, or what exactly caused him to get his bounty? I mean, Loki, he proclaims that he is the strongest Elbaph warrior, which, based off of what was said about how all the other giants had to team up in order to defeat him, then it would make a lot of sense why he has a bounty this high. And so he tells Luffy that he's been locked up all this time for 6 years, that he is the mightiest warrior. And the tree that they are at, it's pretty interesting because a lot of us thought that it was the Yggdrasil tree, and I'll have to do a little bit more research on this, and it very well could be, but he mentions that this is the tree, the Adam treasure tree. And I was like, oh shoot, like, because if you actually think about like what the Adam tree is, based off of what Frankie said, that this one tree survived all the war and like battle that was going on, and that's the tree, or at least part of it, that was used to build the Sunny. And I'll go more in depth about it whenever I do my breakdown, which typically drops on Tuesday, so make sure you guys are staying tuned for that. And so Loki, he's like, hey, these chains, they're made out of sea prison stone, so I'm weakened and I can't really do what I want to do. So Luffy, let's make a deal. Since you're a pirate, if you get the key to unlock my chains, I'll completely wipe out a pirate crew that Luffy wants gone. And he's like, hey, what do you say to that? Now I wonder if he's saying this as to try to get away and he's going to try and wipe out the giants, or if he'd actually wipe out a crew that Luffy wants. More likely than not, he's just implying that he'd wipe out the giants. And so where they're at, it is considered the underworld, and I believe based off of the 9 realms of like the Yggdrasil tree, that this is one of them. I believe it would be considered hell. Like I said, I have to do a little bit more research about that, but he's saying, hey, this is where different prisoners or just people who are exiled are meant to be, and that a lot of giants and humans, there, you know, you'll see bones underneath the snow, and then all of a sudden there are different like gigantic animals that are in Luffy's face, and they look ferocious, they look you know, like wild beasts. And Loki, he says that, you know, they were his friends since he was a kid. And so Luffy, he's like, oh, this kind of, you know, is nostalgic, because remember when he was on that island, I'm not sure if it was exactly on Amazon Lily, just a different part, or if it was, you know, a different island, but nevertheless, when he was training with Rayleigh, he had to go against different monsters, and he ended up taming them and being essentially the ruler or the king of the island. There are other people who are here. They're essentially like walking corpses, wearing filthy clothes just to avoid being devoured by the beast. And they take offense to that because they're like, hey, that's Master Loki, that they are his underlings. And they also mention that Shanks is here and that they didn't want to, or he was here and they don't want to pass out from him, implying that Shanks went to the underworld. And they look back at Luffy, who's loved by these animals, and they're not attacking him him, because typically people, I believe those, and like I said, I gotta do a little bit more research, those that are conquerors are typically loved by animals. Probably my favorite part of the chapter when Loki mentioned, yeah, Shanks was here, but that pirate says is a coward. Oh, Luffy did not like that. He transformed into Gear Fourth and he ended up punching Loki, who dodged his head. So the fact that he's able to move that fast, or at least his head, even though he's chained up, is impressive. And he has bandages over his eyes as well. And so Luffy, he ain't playing no games. Anytime someone badmouths Shanks or says anything like against him in a negative way, Luffy stands on business, and I freaking love it. But if you guys have made it this far into the video and you're enjoying the content, let me know by leaving a like, subscribing to the channel, and hitting the notification bell so you guys never miss out on a new video. I put out different One Piece content all the time. And so Loki, he was like, hey man, I was just joking, you ain't have to do all that, because you know, Luffy, he's very hot-headed whenever it comes to his friends. So especially someone like Shanks that he respects, oh, Luffy's gonna go all in. So Luffy's like, hey, you know, you do that shit again, you know, I'll really punch your head, and it won't just be the mountain. Loki and Luffy, they definitely aren't gonna get along, because Loki's like, hey, like when these chains get on, like it's on sight, I'm definitely gonna kill him. And so makes a lot of sense. Luffy's wondering, hey, why did Shanks get here? Like, is he still here? Where is he? And Loki, he's like, oh well, I'm not gonna give away that information for free. So I wonder what the connection between Loki and Shanks was. Was it more than just the interaction that happened recently when Shanks was on this island, or do they have a prior history? And also they said that this is the location of the exiled, or like the prisoners, and in, I don't remember which video, but I said that road, maybe he was able to pick up Kid. What if Kid potentially is here, since, you know, the whole thing with Shanks, the whole thing with Shanks' allies, and how Dory and Broggy, they used that attack in order to sink his ship. We cut back to the other group that is in the underworld. So Sanji, Chopper, those individuals that were here with Luffy, they are still on the bridge. However, they see Road leaving his castle, and they figure, they're like, hey, someone, it looks like he was attacked by lightning, so they infer that he was the sun god, as well as Jerd, and I don't remember the other pirate's name. I believe he's the ship doctor. He's carrying the Sunny. So, you know, the Straw is there. He's ready to attack. He's like, oh, they got the Sunny. Let me go ahead and cut him down. They're like, whoa, they might be our allies. So they're trying to go ahead and run off the bridge before they end up getting caught. We then cut to how Jordan and the shipwright Stanson, how they, you know, were here in the underworld to gather meat because of the Straw Hats' arrival. We know how much how Jordan respects Luffy because he saved them, and so they pick up this meat so that they can have a meal for whenever Luffy gets there. The rest of the Straw Hats are on the coastal waters of Elbaph, and Brook, he ended up cutting Robin's hair, and I want to mention this because I believe it was in 2 different versions of SBS's that specific individuals cut hair. I believe it's Usopp, Sanji, and Robin. I believe one of them was in chapter 696 and the other one was in 996. And so Brook, he had to take on this role because when it comes to cutting hair, it's really hard to do it yourself, especially if you're not a pro. And I guess, to be fair, Robin could sprout hands, but I guess, I don't know, maybe Brook wanted to be involved. But the reason why Robin cuts her hair, she looks so beautiful, looks so much like she did pre-time skip, is because this is the style that Saul would remember. And since they're headed to Elbaph, she gets to meet him. So he's going to be able to see Nico Robin, well, at least an older version of her with the same hairstyle. I guess it'll just be easier for him to recognize her. However, as they arrive, they're panicking. They're saying, hey, it's an emergency. Saul, he's fallen and he hasn't moved. And, you know, a lot of people are going to be freaked out about this. I'm not. Oda's not going to do us dirty, you know, bringing Saul back to life. If there was actually something wrong with him, it's going to be fine. Robin's going to see him. I'm not worried in the slightest. I think it's going to be a gag or something like that. But let me know how you guys feel about chapter 1131 in the comment section below. There's no break next week, and I'm really happy that we are officially back. Love seeing that Loki-Luffy interaction. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you guys never miss out on a new video. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok is on the screen and in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to unleash your potential.